Leeds 3, Liverpool 3. I've reached the stage where I'm just numb to the pain. It just is what it is now. I've accepted the current situation we're in right now. Man, I should breaking the game down, you know, because I don't want this to be too emotional. Listen, we took the lead with two very good goals from Hugo Ekitike in quick fashion, back-to-back goals. I think there was like 2 minutes in between the two goals. The first goal, Hugo Ekitike slots it in, goes to the near post, wrong foot's the goalkeeper, nice finish. But the second goal for me, out of the two goals, was, in my opinion, his best. His best goals. I feel like Bradley put that on a plate for him. Like, that was a dime first time cross. Like, he put it in a great area. And then Hugo Ekitike, it wasn't the best of finishes, but it's a striker's. It's like a poacher's finish, if you know what I mean. Like, in the box, committing yourself to the cross. You done very well there. Out of the two goals, in my opinion, I thought I kind of like that goal a bit more, right? And then from there, man, our bozo tendencies just kicked in. It's like, man, we can't even hold a 2-0 lead anymore. This is what it's come down to, guys. We don't feel comfortable in a 2-0 lead. Liverpool, guys, Liverpool against Leeds to Leeds. We're no longer comfortable in a 2-0 position, in a position of strength. It's crazy, man. The first goal we conceded was a penalty. That was a penalty. I have no complaints about that, and it's just a continuation of a bad season for Konate. Guys, what's going on with this guy? Reports came out a couple of weeks ago that Madrid are no longer interested in the guy. Do you know how bad you have to be for you to be colluding with Madrid on a level where, you're trying to bring your value down, you're trying to do whatever you can, and then you're so bad though. Like, you go way below the bar, you're so bad that you're no longer wanted. It's insane. It's crazy, bro. It's just been a bad season for Konate. And yeah, man, he got the tackle wrong there, in my opinion. So it was the right call from VAR and the referees. I have no complaints about that, to be honest, right? But the second goal, though, this is where my blood starts to boil a bit, right? Leeds have brilliant, okay, I wouldn't say brilliant, but they played the ball well on the left-hand side, right? And then Anton Stach, why is he afforded the amount of space and time in a penalty area, guys? Bear in mind, this is the penalty area. No, not outside. Inside the penalty area, And then it's like, as soon as he got to the ball, there's just 4 or 5 red shirts around him. But he kind of has, like, the first mover on them. Like, he has so much space in that area to kind of do damage from it. And it's like, Anton Stach, first of all, like, I had him on my Crystal Palace save, He was doing bits for me. Like, my football manager save, I signed him in midfield. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, I got to the Champions League quarterfinals with, oh my, what a signing. But listen, this is not the time for football manager. This is a serious time, right? It's like a goal scorer, though. I could tell you for a fact, right? I've even, like, kind of seen a bit of him in the Bundesliga. Goal scorer is not what comes to mind with Anton Stach. But listen, when you come up against a Liverpool defense, you don't have to be what you think you have to be. You could be whatever you want to be, but you're gonna get goals. Essentially, we're doing Santa's job right here. We're just gifting goals. We're gifting opportunities, right? It's the season of giving. So we've literally embraced that role, right? Why is Stach afforded that much amount of space in the penalty box? I don't know, but he just does his damage. He wiggles around in the penalty area, and then he's able to lash it home for them. We were able to get another goal through Dominic Szoboszlai. That was a good play, in my opinion, from Florian Wirtz. He just kind of dummies it. I'm not sure if you guys noticed it, but he kind of lets it play throughout his legs. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, but it did help, And then Szoboszlai just kind of rolls it in. But even after that goal, I was a bit frustrated because it's like, guys, come on, man. How is this a game, Like, I was happy that we scored the goal, but like, I was really, like, agitated by the fact that why the hell is this still a game? Like, this shouldn't be a game in the first place, I really shouldn't really have to be celebrating the Szoboszlai goal with much emphasis or with much vigor, right? And then Leeds just get a corner, man. You know, 2-3 minutes left of the game, and the word to kind of summarizes this team, this defense, right? Especially, it's just confusion, really. You're seeing a management on the bench, right? Slot and the goalkeeper manager or whoever is on the bench that's in charge of like defensive responsibilities, shouting, going crazy to the guys on the pitch. They obviously saw something that didn't. They used that Shanks that you there. Oh my gosh, they used that Shanks observation hockey to kind of see into the future. They saw something bad. Okay, I'm gonna stop joking now, but they obviously saw an issue and the defense and the second corner Leeds they scored from it. Um, yeah, I don't know why Van Dijk was complaining that it literally came off Gravenberch's hand. I don't think he saw that in real time, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But man, that was such a weak goal to concede. On the far post, again, free as a bird. The fact that he was able to have a time to volley that, because when you give someone the chance to volley, like they're kind of calculating. This might sound as yap, but like they're kind of calculating. I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna continue with that. That was gonna be serious yap. But he was afforded serious amount of time or serious amount of space on the back post to kind of perfect a volley. And the fact that he is even able to, like, usually if you're not presenting time, you're gonna scoff at that and then kind of make contact, just aim, hope for the best, right? But yeah, he was afforded time with the volley, and then it was a good goal, no bias involved, right? But I just kind of feel like we were a better team for 60 minutes of the game, for an hour of the game, and we just again let ourselves down. And guys, let me know if I'm alone in this together, right? Sant and Dave, we're all alone in this together. Let me know if I'm alone in this thinking. But this is probably going to be Slot's last week as Liverpool manager. Like, this can't slide much longer, right? And especially with Inter Milan on the horizon, going to the San Siro, a heavy defeat or such of the sort isn't really out of the realms of possibility, right? Like, we could actually go to the San Siro and get done in on a mad one. But I just beg the question. Like, this question's been ringing in my mind over the last few weeks. It's like, is this 100% Slot's fault? Like, what's going on? I'm constantly battling between myself. Like, is this 100% what's going on Slot's fault? And I've even probably made videos on my channel about this topic, right? And why I say that is because the transfer, I feel like I don't want to sound ungrateful here because we just spent 500 million, the most we've ever spent on the transfer window, and us as Liverpool fans, we've always been complaining about our owners kind of being stingy, not really, strengthening us when we've been in a position of strength, right? So us as champions, we go in and we spend 500 million. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but it's like us, number one, letting go of Diaz and not replacing him. Like I've always said, us letting go of Diaz is not the issue. He wanted to leave, that's fair enough. But us not replacing him, that was a major issue, because it's like the wingers we have, Salah, Rio's too young, right? So I don't want to put that smoke on him yet. But it's like Salah and Gakpo, they're so similar in each other, where most of the damage is done on the inside. They always look to operate in that inside position. So it's going to make our attack more claustrophobic than it is already. Not to mention the fact that Slot he's now inverting the left back position, right? So I'm seeing Karkes in like left forward position, which is crazy. So our attack is just so claustrophobic. And Diaz, the one guy we had who could kind of like operate on the wide position, right? Use wing play on the wide position. That dynamism kind of left when he left. So it's like, yeah. All that being said, though, we have been able to score goals. It's not like we're really struggling, like we're really pressed to score goals. Like, again, today we scored 3. West Ham last week we scored 2. Frankfurt we scored 5. Like, we have been scoring goals. Maybe not at the rate we kind of hoped for or aimed for with the chances that we had, but goals isn't really a scarcity at this moment. The main issue is the defense, which brings me on to my second point. Guys, we sat there in the summer, right? Slot clearly identified Guehi as his man, Mark Guehi as his man, right? It's like, man, for Slot to identify that, he must have seen something in preseason where it's like, okay, after all the transfers, his team is a bit top heavy, you know? He saw the first 2 games, Newcastle and Bournemouth, the way we were conceding goals. He's thinking to himself, okay, this team is a bit too top heavy. The talent is there, but it's too top heavy. Where if this goes on, we're gonna get caught out later on in the season, right? And Crystal Palace are there telling us 45 million and he's all yours. We're here, or I don't know whoever is in charge of that side of things, right? The transfer side of things, right? The owners or Mark Edwards or whoever, right? But they're over naggling 5 million. We're saying we want to pay 40 million. We don't want to pay the extra 5 million. And come to think of it, that 5 million is potentially is going to be the reason why we're not going to win the league, or we're not going to have a successful season, or we're going to have a very bad season, right? So 5 million essentially is the reason as to why our title defense is just not going to be successful. Because, like, man, imagine we paid that. And I'm not saying if we had Maguire, we'll be first, right? I'm not saying that. But we definitely wouldn't be in the situation we're in. I feel like we would be around 5-6 points off the top. And we've all seen, especially what happened in today's games, especially the first game, lunchtime kickoff with Arsenal, right? Being 5-6 points off Arsenal isn't the worst of things. Like, from that point on, it's free game. Being in a title race with Arsenal is fun, guys. Like, and I hope that if you guys are of different teams, right, and you're watching this, bro, I hope you guys get to experience a title race with Arsenal, bro, because it's fair game. 5-6 points is nothing. I've always had that belief. And it's frustrating seeing Man City and Aston Villa being that close to them now, where a couple of weeks ago, everyone thought that they were going to go and run away with it. Because it's like, we could have been in this position ourselves, bro. I'm not saying we have to be 2 points, just 5-6 points. If we had Maguire, I don't think we'll be this worse off. I honestly don't think so. I don't think we'll be first, but we wouldn't be worse off. That's the annoying thing, right? But I just, yeah, man, we're just in shambles. And the last thing I really want to say is, Joe Gomez, man, you guys let me know what you think about this one as well. But it's like, Joe Gomez, man, I sat there and watched the West Ham game. I felt like he had a very good performance. Like, we looked a bit more solid defensively. We looked a bit more stable. So it's like, we stopped the bleeding by putting our plaster on. And then you take the plaster on. You take the plaster off. And then now we're just bleeding out. And it's like, essentially, what was the point of putting the plaster on the first place, right? He drops him out of the team, or the starting 11 against Sunderland. And then today he drops him off. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, no, I think, to be honest, though, I think he did start against Sunderland, but I don't know. I feel like today, I don't know, man. That might be a stretch. Like, that might be a reach, guys. You guys let me know, but I don't know. It's just thinking I have, right? Because he did make a difference. Joe Gomez, like, we were very weak defensively. Again, we conceded 3 goals, you know? But, yeah. Guys, man. Why are we so bad, bro? But yeah, Leeds 3, Liverpool 3. I'm numb to the pain.